Those that have seen my videos before, I've made about 9 or 10 videos now, and I realize, I mean, there was a conscious effort in the beginning, but I realized, and I'm very happy about the fact that I fall in to a kind of category that is, my style. And I feel that I know enough by now, even though as I said, I've not been doing YouTube many years like a lot of people have talk about here, but I feel I've fallen into a certain style that I'm able to bring that across to other people in a good way. That I would say that to share my experience of like feeling like I'm embedded into my own style already. As I say, after about 9 or 10 videos, I really can come across, and say, I want to give you 7 real skills behind authentic content. Am I authentic? Am I the word on authenticity in YouTube videos? I'm getting there. And I probably think if I don't do videos in another way, then I could be pretty much like valuable to be listened to, put it that way. So, authenticity as a skill rather than a vibe, and pushing back and thinking, this advice about just be yourself. You're never going to be perfectly yourself, are you, on camera? You're never going to be. But you can be happy and comfortable with how you come across, maybe as you've done a few videos. So that is important to you, that you're content to sit in this style that you yourself do, and that it's coming across well to the viewer. What I keep private and what serves me to be talking about, I think that's quite important to have that line. People can get to know me more in comments if they're making comments, and then directly contact me, or that's important for me to state that I'm not going to give it all and tell everything about my life. You're probably wondering around my surroundings today. I'll just explain this. All of these videos I've done before, we're in the winter time here. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that was not really it was the only option now, because it's pretty much difficult now, as I've found, sometimes to your background noise, getting a place, plenty of snow to fall over with. So I've tried this out, and this is the first time in my car. And I've seen other YouTubers in their cars, and I thought I'd give it a go. Although the first time I tried it, I was not 100% happy. So the skill number 1, authenticity as a skill rather than a vibe. And we come to number 2, talking to the camera like it's a person. Well, it isn't a person. It's a piece of plastic with some glass on it and a little screen, Pocket 3. And it isn't a person, but I'm coming across in some of the older videos. I mean, I wouldn't say it makes me want to cringe, but I definitely know the difference between now and the difference between then as I'm doing this one. So I would say, as I said in the video before, I've filmed myself a lot now. I've never filmed myself before. I wasn't even comfortable with having my photo taken, or even doing self-portraits. I've done a lot of portrait work, and been quite successful, also for paid and my own work. And I would say that now I'm getting much more comfortable. It's actually, for me, becoming a pleasurable activity, even though I don't have huge amounts of views at the moment. I'm very happy to be coming across, talking to the camera, and yeah. So talking to a camera like it's a person, it isn't, but you get better. The more you film yourself, the more you're in front of the camera, you get much better at it. I can assure you that. So 3, undoing shyness. Well, we could of course call it also reframing fear. I remember, I worked for the BBC for a few years in Television Centre in London, and your shyness on camera, even your shyness in general, will it ever go away? I don't think it will. You just adapt to it, and you're really creating, you know, you just build a tolerance, and you also build these rituals that you have and make a mental shift. You know, these symptoms, shaky hands, voice cracking, and looking, we do here, I'm doing this, and my hands are not shaking, by the way. Undo this shyness yourself. The more you're on the camera, the better. The more you look back at the footage, and to go public and publish your videos, fantastic. Everything for me, I feel I could make a decision now. Am I really going to be successful at doing this? And you feel it more than you do, realize it or think of it in a certain way. And I believe that to be the case. So that's something for me, good for the confidence, good, etc., for making more YouTube videos and getting across some of your skills, experiences, and everything else. So 4, location scouting and filming organization. We could say that this is a tactical thing. You know, for example, today people are wondering, oh, wow, what is this in the background? It's actually the lake rather than, not a beach, put it that way. And it's a rainy day today. So, but if I think that which I do, I think some of the scenery, you know, behind me can add to the quality of the video and the entertainment value, then I think that's a super idea to come, especially to a place like this today. And I have a list in my head. It might be that I have to drive 15, 20 kilometers or more. I have these locations that come in my head, and I have put the pictures, I will put the pictures up. I use Apple Notes, and I make all my notes there. I do, you know, sub points, bullet points, etc. on a theme. And in that case, you know, that I'm able to know in sequence exactly, you know, what I'm going to say in what location. And I don't know how that works in terms of like planning, but I think through experience and locations before that I've had with, as I say, other companies that I've worked for, I think that just comes fairly naturally. If it doesn't, you can always come onto YouTube and ask, you know, where you think that you should film. But many people are just walking with cameras in the woods, and I think it's always adding value to as long as you keep in the frame and, you know what you're talking about, and you're not boring your audience, you know, I think it's a great thing. So here, this is interesting, this next part. 5, eradicating bad habits on camera. So 5, eradicating bad habits on camera. I realized on one video that I was doing, I actually was scratching my leg, and I was like, oh my God, when you look back at it and your hand's moving like this, it doesn't look very appealing. So I think I redid the video. Part of that is still there, but I promise you, everybody who looks back on that video, I wasn't doing anything weird. I was just scratching and not realizing. So there are some bad habits that I've seen, that I come across, and I eradicate those. And one of those is, I know, and I touched on that in another video, and I got to grips with these, and I thought I never would. That's a part of the authentic side. I mean, I know who I am. I'm not, I don't have a lack of confidence about certain things. I'm not, in a sense, like thinking that I'm doing things that I would normally not do in public as myself, whether I was on a bus or in airport or whatever. So importantly, to eradicate these bad habits. Now, number 6, makeup and appearance strategy. You see YouTubers who are really made up. I mean, it's weird because for me, the appearance is important, but I noticed back on some videos that maybe I wasn't as good, you know, cleaning up myself. Maybe I've got a few dog hairs here, because every house I go in my family has 1 or 2 dogs, cats, and I could count now some hairs on me that, you know, are coming from, I just can't get rid of in such a hurry when I want to do one of these videos. The other thing is, you know, nose trimmers always should come into play before you come on to, film your video, you have to, in my setup, as I've shown you, I have a close-up of myself. I do a couple of test runs. I have a good look. I can zoom in and see that everything is in order. And great, always maybe get your hair cut before. I usually do batches of like 3 or 4 videos over a few days. And then for that, it's always nice to have a bit of a haircut. And, you're in that kind of, it's a bit like, filming for a period of time. In that period of time when you're working, you get it together, get your stuff together and make sure that your appearance is good. So this is important, to look at yourself in this way, and don't start scratching and things like that. You can edit, and you can edit so in the end everything's pretty clean, and you can clear up some small appearances on your software. You can clear up some, as we went before, on the bad habit side of things, and it should come out pretty good in the end. So 7, cinematic B-roll and visual storytelling. In this, I'm not actually doing any, because I'm in the car, I've decided not to do B-roll. I've just put in a couple of photos maybe. I think it's important, the B-roll. I put B-roll on others where it was using effects, a bit of black and white. It just does, you sort of like break the structure up, and so let's run that by you again. The 7 real skills behind authentic content, and authenticity itself, talking to the camera, undoing your shyness, organization of your locations, filming where you're deciding to film, eradicating your bad habits, which you'll pick up if you watch enough. If you film yourself enough, you'll pick up. Makeup, appearances, a bit of shaving, how you're grooming, and cinematic for B-rolls, visuals, other parts of it, just to give a bit of more interest. And going back to this video, the first time, as I say, in my car, I'm very happy to do it now because it's nice and warm, and I'm happy that you tuned in, and I've got across to you as a fairly new YouTuber. I didn't say I was doing this for a long time. I feel good. I feel that success is coming in it. It's giving me I'm getting a lot out of it, and I hope you are too. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you soon.